Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 18 of Nindies and Indies, a Nintendo fan podcast. I'm your host, ScrapGear, and joining me, as always, my good buddy, Draco Augustus. How's it going, man?
Hey, it's going good, man. Good to be here.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully, we don't have any technical issues.
Right.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But let's get right into this. What have you been up to this week?
Man, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. It's kind of got its hooks in me. I made that mistake of purchasing the Battle Pass and then realized, like, oh, wait, I only have till July 9th to unlock everything. I better get on it. So I've been trying to, like, go through and get all the challenges there, and I think I'm at, like, level 55 now, which isn't too bad considering, like, there's 100 levels. That's when you get, like, the last Omega skin, and yeah, I've been trying to do that a lot, getting some time on that, and every time I can, which is really easy because I can play it on my Switch, I can play it on my Xbox, I can play it on my computer, or I can play it on my phone.
There you go.
And it's all linked up. So thanks, Hi-Res. That is, not Hi-Res, Epic Games. That's freaking awesome. Yeah, we're hoping that Hi-Res does that too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, that's been fun. I've been like in some of the Discords that we're both in, and some people were asking for like, hey, what are some basic tips for Fortnite and stuff? And I've kind of just been talking with them some because, you know, it's a pretty intimidating game to first get into, but really if you just kind of keep playing and just try stuff, you know, it gets easier a lot faster than you'd think. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I remember like being like, what is all this building stuff? And now I can build pretty quickly. I know at least how to play some mind games with building now too, like, you know, faking them out, like building over here but then running this way, and so yeah, that's been a bunch of fun. Yeah, and so one really cool thing I did, of course, the hype is real for freaking Smash Brothers right now for everybody. Yeah. I know a guy who, like, I work with him, and he works a different shift than me, and he usually plays on PlayStation, or, you know, he has a PlayStation. And so we'll talk about games and stuff, but then, and I've been talking up the Switch, and then he saw, you know, the Super Smash Brothers stuff. So he came into work one day and was like, hey man, I bought a Switch. And I was like, awesome. Nice. You know, yeah. So, and I feel like that's a lot. Like, there's another guy who, he actually brought a Nintendo 64 to work, right? And nice. We started playing Super Smash Brothers, and I was like, you've seen the stuff on the new Super Smash Brothers, right? And he's like, yeah, man. I actually, apparently they just moved into a house, and they're having a housewarming party, and his wife and he are getting each other gifts. And he told his wife, it's like, hey, just letting you know, I got you a good gift. You might want to get me something good, right? Like, which is kind of just to make sure they're not like, oh, you got this, and you know what I mean? Anyways, and so he hinted real hard at getting him a Switch, and so and she texted him and was like, hey, I already got your gift. You probably already know what it is. So
nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty funny. So he's probably getting one too. And man, he is really good at Smash, which I haven't played Smash since we played at PAX South over a year ago.
That was like a year and a half
ago. Yeah. And that was the new Smash. Playing on an N64 controller again, it's whack, man. It is whack. As in, like, you want it to be as twitchy. You know, you want your character to do something, and you make the movement, but it just doesn't happen because what Nintendo 64 controller doesn't do that, you know? Like, yeah. Right? I mean, the every stick is pretty much floppy at this point, I think, you know, like, which has still had pretty good tension on them, but it was still just like, you know, you go to do it and I'm like, why are you not running? Or, you know, like, because you like tap forward, you know, real good, and diagonal forward, and and jumping too. I was like, it was rough to play Super Smash on that after at least being used to, you know, Brawl on the Wii and, you know, Melee. So It was fun though. It was fun. And it was getting sweaty too. We were still doing pretty sweaty matches, so it was pretty fun.
Nice.
Other than that, we played Fortnite, where I told you all the devices I can play on now and have the same account. We had a squad that literally had me on my Switch, another guy on his computer, another guy on his Xbox, and another guy on his phone.
Excellent.
And we were all in a match together on the same squad. And it was pretty awesome.
That'll tie into our main topic a little bit later.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah.
Other than that, man, did I tell you I beat Golf Story? I actually beat it.
No, you didn't.
I beat it. Dunskies.
What'd you think of the thing that happened at the end where it kind of zoomed out
and just kind of
showed Australia?
Yeah,
that game's been out for like I'm quite a few months now, so I don't feel like it's that much of a spoiler.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, I guess. No, yeah. But I mean, like, it's just the way the island is shaped, right?
Yeah.
Like the Golf Story Island.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, that's cool. Are we gonna get DLC maybe, or
I hope
another
so,
game?
But, I hope so, but I will just remain optimistic about it, but I'm not gonna, keep my expectations high that will happen.
Yeah,
I'd love it if it did, but who knows?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else you've been playing?
Not so much playing. I went back and watched the Splatoon 2 World Championship Finals just for fun. It was Europe versus Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty fun. Japan won, which was cool. Like, they got second last year to us. Nice. But yeah, kind of getting so another cool thing, which I told you about, my wife starting to play Fortnite, right?
Yes.
Or not play, or at least watch it. She's actually she's playing now on her phone. So
yeah.
Now I have it on my phone too, because this is another cross-play issue that is to be brought up right now. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I'm wondering, so when you play cross-platform, it puts you in servers that are cross-platform, right? Like, which is, it can be kind of nuts. You can tell when it's like, oh crap, that guy's on PC because he can build something in like a second flat, like, and is like on point with his aim, and you die before you even realize he's shooting at you sometimes. But I'm wondering if me and my son are just playing, or if my son and my wife are playing, she's on her phone, he's on his Switch, or if all three of us are playing together, are we going to be paired up, or like put in a server with people only playing on their phones and their Switches, or is it just like a cross-platform server?
It's probably just a cross-platform server.
Yeah, so that's kind of scary.
Well,
scary
now you know how
up against a controller on your phone, right? Like,
well, that's kind of how I feel when I've been playing Paladins, because it's just like you can tell when someone's aim is like on point, because like while the Pro controller is decent, like the precision of it is still not as good as like an Xbox controller. But I get by.
I don't know.
I get by.
It's not the controller's fault, I wouldn't think, if it wasn't as good as the Xbox, right? I don't know. Speaking of Pro controller, I got that skin, which I showed you, but I'll let everybody else know listening. I got one of the Nintendo Switch officially licensed Pro controller silicone covers that has little thumb pads that are like the those one things, whatever they're called, that you asked me about.
Control Freaks?
Yeah, Control Freaks.
The thing is like Control Freaks actually add like height to, or they kind of add height to the
This adds some thickness to it.
Yeah, that's some thickness.
And it's got like a real good little like compass looking thing that adds a lot of grip. It's cool. It's a cool cover. Like, I like it. Adds some more meat to your controller, which I've got big hands, so I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. And I got it on sale at Target for like $4.
Oh, there you go.
The clearance tag showed like the the regular price is $14.99. The clearance tag said $7.99, and when we checked out, it ended up being like $4.99. Yeah. So
I got to remember to go to Target at the end of next week because I think the NES Classic is getting re-released on the 29th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
yes.
And because it's already a released product, there's no pre-orders for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
If I can get to Target before they open.
Which if they realize like what they need to do, it's what they're doing with the SNES Classic. Because they're like today I saw SNES Classics at Target. I've been seeing them at Best Buy. Like the SNES Classics are not hard to find anymore. And I would imagine that they're like, we got to do that with the NES Classics.
Yeah. We can hope.
And just sell enough to where all the scalpers buy them, and then they can still keep selling them to the people, and the scalpers just have stacks of ones they're trying to sell for $200 while everybody else already has one.
Yeah, it's like, I bought this for $60.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anything else you've been playing?
No, that's it now.
Okay.
What about you, man? How's your week been?
So I beat Kirby Star Allies, finally.
Nice. I need to do that
when
too.
I realized I was going through it and I was getting very, very close to the end, it's like, I should just kind of slow down on this. I kind of want to enjoy it. Because I've been going through and I've been getting all of the collectibles as I've been going through. And I think I've put less than 10 hours into that game total. And that's also playing with my kids too.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm going to slow down a little bit. I think all I need to do now, because I beat it and then I did some of the mini games, but I just need to finish going through all the mini games. I need to get all the puzzle pieces, which is going to be super fun. Because I only have, what I need to do is I need to go find those, the other Kirby amiibo. That I think they came out for, it was one of the 3DS titles, I think, or it might have been something on the Wii U. Might have been on the Wii U. But it's pretty much a second Kirby, a second DDD, a second Meta Knight, and a Bandana Waddle Dee. But in the Kirby Star Allies game, you get to scan 7 amiibo per stage. And if you scan a Kirby one, like I have the Kirby, DDD, and Meta Knight Smash amiibos, if I scan those, I get 2 puzzle pieces, a healing item, and some stars. But if I scan one of my regular amiibo, like I scanned Roy, and when I scanned that amiibo, and it gave me 1 puzzle piece, a small healing item, and then a couple of stars. So the idea is to go into a level that I can finish really quickly, scan all 7 amiibos, and that gets me, and if I can get the Kirby ones, that'll give me 14 right there. Plow my way through the level, and then go from there. But
there you go. I'll have to remember that. I have a Kirby amiibo at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to go through that. We actually pulled that out at my older son's lacrosse game. Me and my younger son pulled it out, and I was just letting him play it first. And he's like, "Here, Dad, you want to play?" And he pulled the Joy-Con out, and I was like, "Okay, I'll play with you." and so I was just the second. So I kind of had to tell him like, "Okay, come over here now. Come over here."
Yeah,
it was pretty funny, but yeah, it's fun. That's what the Switch is for, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
But yeah, so like I said, I finished that. I think as far as a Kirby game goes, it's better than some of the other ones, like the Clay Kirby one on the Wii U. I wasn't a big fan of that because you don't control Kirby. You just control these rainbow strands, and you have to use those to spin Kirby around the levels. Yeah, I was not a big fan of that. But I would still have to say, like, Robobot is a better Kirby game than Kirby Star Allies. Kirby Star Allies is fun, but Robobot was a lot better.
Yeah, I could tell that from the demo. We have the demo on 3DS, if there's ever a lull or like a sale on that game, I'll probably try to pick that up for a good Kirby game. But Star Allies is still fun though. I'd say it's still good. It's just not as good as Robobot.
Other than that, like the only thing that I've really been playing, to be fair, I did give Fortnite a shot. I loaded it up, went to go create my Epic account, and found out somebody already had my screen name. So I was like, no, I'm good. So I quit out of Fortnite. I did finally make an Epic Games account, with a little bit of a variation to ScrapGear. I had to put an underscore in there. So I know. So I will finally give Fortnite a shot this week, and I will give you my opinion on it next week.
Maybe we'll play together. There's voice chat in that game.
Yes,
so.
I know. But yeah, so other than that, I've been playing a lot of Paladins, just pretty much loading in and playing and getting my daily stuff done.
Nice. Are you playing mostly on the?
I am playing all on Switch.
Oh no, I meant like on the objective mode or which
I usually because there's siege mode and then there's deathmatch mode, and then I finally hit ranked, or I can finally play in ranked matches earlier this week. Pretty much what I do for my quests is I load into the siege mode, siege and deathmatch. I get my 1 win a day in those, and I found out that if you go and do the training mode and you play, like, you can play with other people against the computer, or against AI, or against bots. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. You play against bots. It's a great way to like kind of get used to some of the characters as well as level them up. If there's like a particular card that you want to use that, like, oh, here's this build that I have, but this legendary ability works a lot better with this loadout than some of the other ones I have. So I'll just keep practicing with this loadout, and then eventually it will get better when I get them to that level. That's what I've been doing with Grover. His legendary ability that I need, or his talent, I think is what they called it in one of the Paladins videos. The talent pretty much increases his passive healing range and how much he heals. Like, it goes from 80 to 160 a second.
Yeah.
And increases the radius by 50%. So
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. So that one would be really good, but I'd need him to get to level 8. I think I have him at level 6 now, but I've pretty much only been playing him in AI matches because like I tried in a player versus player one and I just got wrecked. There was nothing I could do. But whenever I see that you need to get 150 eliminations, I pretty much just play as Grover and I get like 50 something eliminations a match. Because, assists. I'm constantly healing and I get so many assists. It's ridiculous. However, I was playing a match earlier today, and I got silver eliminations with 76 eliminations. With silver eliminations. My goodness. Yeah. I was playing as Leon, who is by far my favorite attacker. Like, it's a toss-up between her and Tyra. And she wasn't available when I stopped playing Paladins on PC. So I had never gotten a chance to play her, and I started playing her on Switch, and man, she's amazing. I had a match today. I did like 112,000 points of damage. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, there's a ton of new heroes in this game than when we first started playing, because I want to say the newest one when we were playing, by the time we were kind of like settling down off of that game, was
Maeve, I think.
Maeve, yeah. I think Maeve was the newest one. I was gonna say, the guy with the 2 guns.
Oh yeah, Lex came out around that time too. I think Lex and Maeve came out right around the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Lex and Maeve I think were the 2 newest ones that had gotten added, and now there's so many other ones like Leon, Vivian. I will say I am not a big fan of Vivian. I get why she's really popular. Because if you set her cards up right, you almost never have to reload as long as you're landing shots and aiming down sights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like two of her cards, one of them is if you max it out and get it to like the rank 5 of that card, while you're aiming down sights, you have a 60% chance to not consume ammo when you're firing. And then there's another one that if you max it out, there's a 40% chance to not consume ammo if you hit somebody. Or if that bullet hits a target.
If it just hits.
Yeah. So between the two, you have as long as you're landing shots, you have 100% chance to not have to reload.
Yeah.
Which really bugs me when I see the Vivian on our team grab max reload speed increase. I'm like, why?
Right?
I see what you're doing. You're just unloading constantly. You're not even stopping firing. You're just and then they grab reload speed. And it's like, why? Like, I don't even grab reload speed as Leon, and I have 8 shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that's funny.
Yeah. And then my favorite are the people who, like, we were fighting. The enemy tank was a Makoa and a Ruckus, and we had a guy. Okay. We had our Victor grab Bulldozer, did extra damage to constructs. None of those are constructs. Like, it wasn't like he grabbed a rank of it thinking, oh, this will work out well. No, that was the first thing he maxed out. He got it to level 3, so he did like the maximum amount of damage.
Now, I wonder if because you can have that stuff set to auto buy. I wonder if that's all it is.
It might be, and
that's what it is.
If it is, people need to turn that off.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's good that it's there just for people who are new to it. That's something they don't have to worry about. And then, like, as they get better, they can be like, oh, I see. And I think right now I still have mine on just because I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But I definitely, like, after playing on PC, I really don't need it on at all. But
yeah, I will say it kind of bugs me that it's automatically on every time I load in the game. I have to manually turn it off.
Oh, that is kind of annoying. Yeah.
There might be a way to fix that in settings. I haven't checked, but
yeah, I was just thinking that.
Every time I start up a match, I go in to buy my item. It's like auto buy is turned on. I'm like, no, turn it off, please.
Yeah.
And
like,
I would say
Smite auto buy, like that's all I do. Like, because I'm just not good enough at Smite yet.
Mm-hmm. I did snag that the gold. I think Smite Gold Edition or whatever is free for Xbox Live.
I got that.
Yeah, I grabbed that. Like, I hadn't even downloaded Smite yet, and I was like, I really should grab this right now because this is $100.
That's another one where I really hope that comes to Switch and it's all high-res account.
Yeah. But yeah, so pretty much that's all that I've been playing. But
that's good. It's about time because all I've been playing really is Fortnite, and it's about time we kind of are able to focus on something a little bit and just get good at it. Because it's the first time because we've been playing mostly single player games, or at least aside from Splatoon, I guess. But games where it's kind of like you don't have to sit down and just get real good at it to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, and to
I
be
need
fair,
a break from buying stuff too. It's crazy.
To be fair, I loaded up my Xbox. Or I turned my Xbox on for the first time in a couple of months, and on my Xbox upstairs, I had deleted Overwatch off of it because I have it on my Xbox downstairs, and if I'm playing multiplayer, chances are that's where I am. But I re-downloaded it upstairs, and I'm like, you know what? I tried out Brigida.
I thought it was Brigetti.
It's
like spaghetti, but Brigetti.
It might be Brigetti. I heard someone shorten it to Brig, and I much prefer that to Brigida or Brigitte. Or
Brig is cool. I like Brig.
To me, it will always be Bridget because that's how that name should be pronounced. But again, I don't know Swedish accents, and I know that she's Torbjorn's daughter. So
I can't believe that nobody says it in the game.
Yeah. So I just go with Brig, and I loaded into a match, and I managed to get to snag Brig, and man, she's a lot of fun. Like I thought that her healing thing only healed, like if you gave it to someone, it just gave them X amount of armor. I didn't realize that it also healed HP too. So yeah. So, like, between that, the fact that she can stun multiple people, I've managed to line it up and I get the shield bash and I stun 2 people at once and just start swinging.
She's a beastie support hero.
Yes.
I think Wade said she needs to be nerfed, but I thought she was cool. I remember, like, playing her just to
be fair, he says that about a lot of people if they start wrecking.
Yeah.
Anybody's like, that Genji needs to be nerfed. It's like, dude, you play Genji.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, things that are good against the players that he'll say it again for anything that's good, which he said that about Moira too, she's just beastie against Genji, who he mains a lot. So
yeah. And it's just like, man, like, and like we had one Winston that went up against us one time when I was playing with him, and our team was getting pretty stomped because nobody was focusing on the Winston, because everyone was like, "Oh, Winston's lame, like he doesn't do great." It's like, no, Winston's awesome. Like I turned around, I was playing Mercy, and I switched to my gun, and I'm like, I will do what I can. Because nobody was focusing on the Winston, and then like we started getting wrecked by that Winston. It's like, oh, Winston needs a nerf. It's like, you were just saying he was a terrible hero.
Right, yeah. I was like, you just have to know how to play him.
Mm-hmm. And I was
wearing my Winston shirt yesterday.
Yeah. There was another game where we didn't have a tank, so I had switched to Winston, and I had actually, my opinion of Winston has changed a lot. From when, because I remember when we did our I don't remember if it was Battle Watch or if we had switched over to Arena Heroes at that point. But when we did our Winston episode, I was not doing good. I thought Winston was not a great hero. I have since changed my opinion of that because I've gotten a lot better and I found a better way of playing him. Focus on the squishies. Get that back line and then get the heck out. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I mean, especially like if you go up against like Widowmaker and just like stay right on top of her, that's great.
Like, or hop to her, drop your shield, and just
yep.
Because then she can't get her snipes off, and oh man, yeah.
And then rampage and just knock everybody off the map. I've got many a plays of games.
I held on to my ult for those oh crap moments. I'm about to die. Pop the ult, fully heal, double HP, and just knock people away. Just get away from me! I don't want to play.
And like infinite jumping too, pretty much.
Man, talking about Overwatch and Paladins, and like other hero stuff in general,
brings back memories.
Kind of want to start that podcast up again at some point. Maybe at some point. But
now we don't need to because it's on the because we can talk about it because it's on the Switch.
But it's not the same.
Yeah.
But we should move on to our main topic, which actually has a lot to do with what we've talked about and being able to crossplay.
Yeah. The crossplay movement,
yes,
as it were, I suppose.
I don't know if anyone who's listening has seen Nintendo's latest Minecraft trailer, and it was the crossplay between Xbox and Switch. And you see two players, one picks up an Xbox controller and the other picks up, I don't know if it was the Joy-Con in the holster or if it was a Pro controller. I think it was a Pro controller.
Oh, I thought it was the Joy-Cons in the Joy-Con grip.
Yeah, it might have been.
I don't know.
Either way, picks up a Nintendo controller. Yeah. And then they drop in and you see both the players meet up and they just start doing stuff in Minecraft together. And they have this whole thing. It's like create together, play together, survive together was like the final message on there. And a lot of people are like, oh, Nintendo and Xbox, they're calling out PlayStation. It's like, yeah, the thing is, it's like they didn't show that you can also play with PC players on Switch. They just did it between the two consoles. But with Minecraft, you can play with PC players as well.
And mobile.
And PlayStation's the only one that you can only play with PlayStation players.
PlayStation, I think they can also play with PC, but it's
might be able to. I don't remember.
I think on Fortnite they can play with PC and mobile also.
Yes,
but still, just like.
But if your Epic Games account is linked to your PlayStation account, you can't play on Nintendo or any other console because it will lock you out of your account. Yeah,
that's ridiculous. That's like if it was just like, nope, you can't move it over, but to completely lock you out, like what?
Yeah,
are you kidding me? That's like some vindictive stuff right there, you know? It's very.
And there was an ex-Sony executive that came out and said that like the only reason that this has been happening, like he wasn't condoning what was happening with the whole Fortnite Epic Games account fiasco that was going on, but he tried to explain it. And the way that he explained it is, to Sony, it's about the money. Like, it's all a money thing. If you can go and play a game on PlayStation, and, you know, or like, let's say you're playing on Xbox and you have a bunch of friends that are playing on PlayStation, they don't want you to be able to play that way because they want you to go out and spend the money on their system, on their version of that game, because they get the money for it, which is lame.
Yeah, I understand, I suppose, but nobody's just like, it's literally like you have to know somebody with the PlayStation to be like, oh, I want to play with them. But even right now, I'd be like, well, why would I want a PlayStation if they're doing that? If they're saying no cross-platform,
and I think that's kind of like, that's the thing that like the high, and I don't blame like any of the like the actual like gamers in there that are like, I don't know, this is all like higher up shareholders like, no, if we want them to buy the games on our system because, you know, that gets the money in our pockets. They're not thinking about what that does for their image. They're thinking about lining their pockets, which is a shame.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Sony does have some really good games. They really have
to worry about that right now because they're on top, right?
Yeah.
Like, for now.
And that's the thing. That's what happened when the PS3 came out. PS2, PlayStation was on top that whole time. Like, between GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2 by far was definitely the console to have. I never owned an original Xbox because I had a PlayStation, and I wasn't into a lot of the games that were on Xbox at the time. And then GameCube, I did eventually get one, but I found one used for like $20. And then I got it that way. But yeah, and then when the PS3 came out, they're like, everybody will love ours because we have backwards compatibility. You can play any of your games on here. Pay us $600. We're like, excuse me?
What?
And I think that was, I don't even think that was for the 60 gigabyte hard drive one. I think that was for the smaller one. Was $600. I think it was like $800 for the 60 gig one. And people, I mean, there were people who paid it, but a lot of people were like, nope, that's not happening. Yeah. If I want to keep playing all my games, I still have my PlayStation 2. I'll just play my PS1 and PS2 games here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so the you talking about the price point, that also reminds me of something that I've been seeing a lot of in Discords and on Twitter and stuff, is people not wanting to pick up a you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Not wanting to pick up a Switch because it's too expensive, right? Like, but it's like, and I even said on one thing, and I haven't heard anything back. You realize that the original Xbox One came out at launch for $500 with no games, right? Like with, what did they have? Forza? Like, I can't even.
I think there was Dead Rising 3 and Forza. Maybe something. Nope. They didn't have Halo yet.
Yeah, I was like, that didn't come out till
that fall, I think. Like the next fall.
Which I got mine that November, I think, in fall. Yeah, so my Xbox.
And and the reason, so complaining about the $500 for that, and I think that was also the one that came with the Kinect, though.
With the Kinect, yeah.
So, like, there's that, and like the Kinect isn't even used anymore, which is, I mean, for all the people who have that, you know, the original Xbox One launch day or day one edition, you know, their Kinect is probably just a paperweight somewhere. But like, I know who you're talking about, but their big main complaint about it is the power of the console, which I understand that, but like for being a portable console, the Switch is a very powerful portable console. Mm-hmm. And with this particular person, they don't do a lot of mobile gaming.
Yeah.
So like, trying to make that they say that,
I know,
and we don't, and like for us, a lot that's like, it's like, yes, it's not a super powerful system, but it is a portable system that you can play at home on your TV or on the go, like on your lunch break or something. But for people who don't do that a lot, like it's understandable why they're like, eh.
They just don't know. I didn't think I'd be playing handheld that much. And then it was like, oh, I see. I see now. I see the potential. I
tried to play Paladins handheld. That was not the best experience.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I played it handheld, I'm pretty sure. And
it's
bad,
not terrible, but like when I'm comparing it to like having it in the dock playing on my TV versus in my hand, it's like, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, Fortnite's the same, but it's doable. I can play in handheld. It gets the job done. I've gotten second place handheld.
There you go.
But obviously on a TV where I can just have better vision, because that's a big deal in Fortnite, and where I have, a controller, a pro controller, it's obviously going to be better. That's how I got my 2 wins. So.
There you go. But yeah, so back to crossplay. Like this.
Yeah, my bad.
There's a lot of. That's okay. There's a lot of people that have been being like, oh, Xbox and Nintendo, they're calling out Sony, they're taking a dump on Sony. I was like, I mean, it does come across that way, especially where the last thing is survive together. But I think
it's Minecraft, there's a survival mode.
There is a survival mode, yes. But I think that's also like Microsoft and Nintendo both coming out and saying like, this is the future of gaming, like letting people play where they want to play.
Yeah, and how they want to play.
And like, how they want to play. So, like, it's like, come on, Sony, just hop on board with us, please. Don't leave yourself on that deserted island where you're going to starve to death eventually.
Right. Yeah. I was like, being able to play, with PC, which I guess PlayStation can play with PC. I feel like I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyways, it's just, I shake my head at Sony. In disappointment. Because see, I mean, and I feel like people are still going to buy PlayStations because they have the most attractive, well, to me at least, Nintendo has the most attractive first party titles, but PlayStation has the second most attractive.
PlayStation does have,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's, and I'm that's me as a Nintendo fanboy, right? Like, I really like, if you're talking about like game, like, I mean, I'd love to play Horizon Zero Dawn. I'd love to play the adventure game that I can't think of right now.
God of War?
Well, yeah, that one, but there's another one that it's a guy.
The Last of Us?
No. Come on. Uncharted. There we go.
I was like, I know there's a U in there somewhere. Last of Us? I mean, that one is another one. I still haven't finished the first one.
Uncharted?
No, I finished the first three. I haven't played the newest Uncharted. But
okay.
I haven't finished the original Last of Us. But I still got some time before the second one comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, and then even Death Stranding looks really good. Like, they have good looking.
I'm still waiting for that
first party titles coming.
I'm still waiting for Kojima just like a few years from now being like, by the way, we've been pulling your leg this whole time. These have just been snippets of a movie that I've been working on called Death Stranding.
So I think that will keep their sales up. You know, I don't think that I think that shutting off these systems is only going to hurt them in the long run. Especially now that it's so public. Like Fox Business had a thing on this where they actually got Reggie on there from E3, where they interviewed him saying like, "Hey, have y'all reached out to PlayStation to see why they blah blah blah?" And obviously they hadn't. Like, and Reggie was just kind of basically said, "Well, we made this decision because we feel like we, instead of going against what the developer wants, we should let them do what they want with their game and let the customers have what they want. We feel that is the best business decision that anybody can make." And they say that, and then they say, "We can't influence Sony on any of their business decisions," right? So he says they can't, but just by saying that, he obviously can if they're watching that, you know. But so it's a big deal. So that's why I wanted to talk about it today, you know. But yeah, I really just, because it's such a big deal, I feel like it's only going to hurt them in the long. and I don't even know if it's gonna help them at all right now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know anybody that would hear about this and be like, yeah, I want a PlayStation.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that isn't a PlayStation fanboy, at least.
at one point, I had one Xbox, I had my Wii U, I still have my Wii U, and I had a PS4. Actually, I had two PS4s. Mainly because I really wanted the Taken King Edition PS4, but I was playing a lot more Destiny at the time on my PS4, so rather than and I was switching between the living room or my office, and I had all my systems hooked up in the office, and rather than being confined to my office all the time, I was like, if I get the second one, I can play it, I can have it hooked up out here, and then like I can play stuff out here. And that ended up working really well for Jen and I when we were playing Battleborn, because we tried playing it split screen, and their original splits, I don't know if it's changed any. It's been a while since I've played Battleborn. That's another game I want to play again sometime.
Right. That should come to the Switch.
If it did, I'd be so happy. The story missions alone, like I don't need the multiplayer in there. Just give me the story missions.
Yeah,
please.
those were fun.
So good. But what was I gonna? Oh yeah, but the way that their split screen worked out is it cut off like a third of the screen, and then the other 2/3 were split horizontally in half for the two split screens, and then the 1/3 off to the side was everyone's mini map.
Yeah, I remember doing that. I did that
it was not great.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, so we ended up playing in
I love
separate
that they
rooms.
had that option though. Like,
Yeah.
how many games have split screen these days?
Yeah, not many
that aren't on Nintendo.
But yeah, so we ended up playing in two separate rooms, and that worked out great with the PlayStation. And then my wife's birthday came around, I started playing on my Xbox way more often, so I traded in one of my PS4s to get an Xbox One Slim, and now my Slim is the one that's upstairs. And the great thing that I love about my Switch is that even though I've been playing on my Switch, I have two docks, one Switch, and I can just go from wherever I want to play with that.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Thing that
I
love
wouldn't
about
mind
my
having
Switch.
another dock for in here.
Yeah.
And having to take mine back and forth to work. But yeah, man, it's this cross-play is where it's at. I think it's definitely the future. It's the best thing for the developers if they want it, best thing for the customers. So, and Nintendo has the most exclusives right now. I think that Xbox, especially now that they have brought more studios on for first party studios, they're down the line. They're going to have some serious new IPs, I think, and I think that they're gonna do good things. And their conference was awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think that like all it's gonna like, and Sony should know. They should know they haven't always been on top, and they're just kind of getting arrogant because they have been for a while now.
Yeah,
and it's gonna bite them in the butt because of the way that they're handling this whole thing. Like, so.
Whenever they come out with the PS5, if they don't say, hey, you can still play your PS4 games on there, people are going to be like, no, I'll just wait. And they're not going to see a big return on that. I mean, the Sony fans will obviously go out and get the new one because, if they've been on Sony their whole lives and that's what they play on, they'll go and they'll get it. But for people who are multi-console homes like myself, I haven't touched my PS4 since The Last Guardian came out, and I did the review for the Mulehorn Gaming site. That was a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
So
like we have an Xbox in the living room. That's our main media center, right? We can watch Blu-rays on there. Has all the apps for streaming and watching Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff. And then we have an Amazon Fire Stick in the bedroom where my wife and I watch a lot of stuff. I wouldn't mind having another Xbox though there for just for that because we have two Switches, we have two docks, and another dock and an Xbox, and I think we're good to go. I mean, because not only now do they work so well together, because I could be on my, or my son could be on the Xbox playing Fortnite. I could be on my Switch in here playing Fortnite. My wife could be on her phone playing Fortnite. There's just so many ways that the two of these systems can work together now, and how good that is working for Fortnite right now. Like, there's no way that like every other game doesn't want to do this now.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I mean, you have people like my wife, like a guy I know at work he hadn't played a video game since on Nintendo 64. When he sees that, and a lot of it's because like a lot of the games that like his friend plays or something, it's Destiny or something, they play on their screen by themselves, and you can't really join in right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he sees us playing Fortnite, and next thing we know, we turn around, we're like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, I'm figuring out how to play this game. Like, and it's like,
mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome, like,
yeah.
So, yeah. And, so, I mean, just it's reaching people that no other game is reaching, like,
mm-hmm.
So except maybe Pokemon Go. I don't know.
The next Battle Royale style game that I would like to see come to the Switch, and obviously Realm Royale, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. I want every high-res game on the Switch. Did you see Hi-Res's Paladin Switch commercial?
Yes, the dance party one.
Yes, it's so weird.
It was amazing. It was just like, I was sitting there watching and just like, I guess the face that I was given, like, what is this? My daughter came up behind me and she looked over my shoulder, like, Papa, what are you watching? And I'm like, I don't know, but it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really awesome. And like, somebody said like, oh great, Hi-Res is on drugs again in the Twitter feed. And I was like, yes, this is amazing. Like, and they had like people in the Switch, in the Joy-Con get-ups. They had like cardboard boxes around them dressed as Joy-Cons, and then the person with the long head.
Well, what it was is they had like one of the styrofoam, like it's something that you would see like a wig displayed on, and they just tacked on a character's face and they put that over their head with the sweatshirt
on top of their head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
something
weird and hilarious and awesome all at the same time. Like, anybody listening who hasn't seen that, look it up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's on the Hi-Res YouTube account.
Yeah. I think you can find it on the Nintendo one too, but I could be wrong.
Too. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty genius. And so I want that to be cross-save, just like Fortnite. Like I said, I can have my same skins and everything on my Xbox, on my Switch, on my computer, on my phone. Like, everywhere I go, I can work on my Battle Pass right now. And it's probably like not good for me. I have to limit myself some. But that's what we want, right? Like, I'm literally playing this game and anywhere and leveling up my Battle Pass, getting new skins, all anywhere. And
I can't wait.
If we can do that, what?
I can't wait 5 more days and Furia comes to the Xbox and the Switch, because that's when the update 1.1 and 1.2 hit all the hit the Xbox and the Switch. 1.2 will hit everybody in 5 days, PC, PlayStation, and all that. But they were having issues with the Xbox and the Switch patch for 1.1, so they pushed it back, and Xbox and Switch will get 1.1 and 1.2 at the same time.
Ah, okay. So, and that should give us cross-save, right?
I hope so.
Right,
I hope so, because that will make everything all lined up. So that will hopefully give us cross-save, at least on the Switch and the Xbox. And then from there, like, I hope that we can still get, because there are some skins like Leon has a high elf skin that looks awesome. I cannot get it because I was not playing on PC at the time when it came out. So hopefully they give us ways to get
another way to get it someday.
Hopefully.
But yeah, so I want that. I want basically like the way Epic Games is doing it. You have your Epic Games account, and that's how you have your friends. That's how you just link your Nintendo account, your Xbox account with your Hi-Res account, and it's all on Hi-Res, and they are the ones that distribute the information as you need it. Or Epic Games. Did I say Epic Games or Hi-Res?
I think you said high res.
Okay, well that's how I want it for high res. Is the way that Epic Games is doing it.
Yeah.
So and then I want them to bring Paladins is there. I want them to bring Smite to the Switch, and I want them to bring Realm Royale to the Switch, and I want it all to be cross save. Yep. Like it's not undoable. We know it's not now. And I want it to all have voice chat.
That would be nice. Yeah. Like aside from that, like I would like to see Blizzard start stepping up and being like, hey, now we're bringing, because like I'm doing my daily stuff.
Look how good Paladins is doing.
I know.
Let's get some Overwatch on the Switch.
I'd love to be able to, because I've been playing, because like I was like, oh, man, like I don't want to load up my Xbox. I don't want to power up my Xbox just to play one game. Like I want it all on my Switch so that I can play it all on my Switch. Like I'd love to be able to play Overwatch, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm,
your Blizzard account?
My Blizzard account, linked to that so that all of my stuff that I've bought in Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch on my Xbox account can go to there. Because that's something else. Like, even if I were to go and load up, buy Overwatch on PC, it doesn't cross the skins between...
It doesn't cross-save, yeah. I know.
And, like,
which I wish it did. And it's almost like, okay, so if they do that, I said do. If they do that, how are they gonna? Is it gonna be like, okay, we're gonna combine all your stuff that you have?
Mm-hmm.
But I would imagine not. I would imagine you'd have to pick one, right? Like which one is gonna be the stuff you have? Which right now I'd want it to be my Xbox. That's where I have most of my skins. I'm prestiged once, but I can't remember the level I'm on.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the 20s or something like that. But, and then, other than Overwatch, I really want. Oh, Heroes of the Storm. Obviously, I only play that on the computer, anyways. It's not on anything else. But Diablo maybe could do it. I don't know. As long as Overwatch does it, and Hearthstone would be nice too. Which I want to say Hearthstone does cross save.
Yes. Hearthstone does between mobile and PC.
Mobile and PC, yeah.
Because I've done that. I've gone and played on my PC, and I've played a little bit on my phone. And like, if it weren't for the fact that Paladins came out on the Switch, I was probably thinking about like I should probably go a little hardcore into Hearthstone. I've wanted to get back into a card game for a long time, and Hearthstone's a really good one to get back into. I just gotta figure out who I want to play often.
I played Hearthstone for a little while. It's fun, but I like that, it keeps track of everything for you, Whereas, like playing Pokemon cards, it's like, oh wait, I need to roll now because to see if I get poisoned or whatever, So instead of having to remember all that stuff, it just does it. But I feel like if I were to try to pick up another card game, it'd probably be Pokemon cards because my son is kind of interested in it. So, and
I tried to get my kid into
but it's
that.
Just, I don't know.
Yeah,
what?
I tried to get my kid into the Pokemon card game.
Pokemon cards.
It is a bit more complicated than she's really up for handling right now.
Yeah.
Like I kind of wish. What was it? Was it Duel Masters? Kind of the ripoff of Magic the Gathering. Because you had your mana pools, and you could tap those to be able to cast spells and summon monsters. That one was fairly easy to get a hold of because it's like, here are what your cards do. If you don't want to use this card, but you need mana, you can just use that card as mana rather than being like, do I have the land to do this right now? Do I have any land in my hand? That's a no. I had a Magic the Gathering deck that was land destruction and only used like 12 lands, and it's just like, yep, oh, you don't have any mana, I'm sorry.
See, I don't know what you're talking about, but
okay.
I kind of do.
Alright, we're starting to ramble, so we're gonna start wrapping things up. Draco, where can people find you?
Cross-platform movement. Anyways,
Viva la resistance.
You can find me. Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Draco Augustus, and you can email me if you'd like at my Mulehorn Gaming email, which is draco@mulehorngaming.com.
And me you can find everywhere as ScrapGear, except for Epic Games. But we're not going to get into that because I don't even know how much I'm going to be playing Fortnite. We'll see. But be sure to follow.
All it takes is one thread, and then the rest will unravel.
We'll see. But be sure to follow Nindies and Indies on Twitter at Nindies and Indies. That's Nindies twice because and was too long. And if you like video game news, movie news, all that kind of stuff, be sure to check out mulehorngaming.com, our home site, where we post our episodes usually, sometimes. I don't remember the last time we posted an episode on there.
Yeah, it's been a while. I usually do it when we have, I suppose I could do it more often, especially since I've been having writer's block lately.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But yeah, definitely be sure to check out mulehorngaming.com. And if you like listening to other video game podcasts, be sure to listen to Analog Assault, the official video game podcast, mulehorngaming.com. But that is going to do it for episode 18 of Nindies and Indies. Until next time, GG.
GG.